Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Friday Post Flight. We are back, and I'm happy to be here. We have an incredible guest. We have one of the two Force of Light entertainment young ladies here that are just wonderfully dynamic, incredibly talented, and very entertaining. If you have never checked out their channel, you really should. And today we're going to be joined by Michelle. I have had the opportunity to hang out on their channel a couple of times. One time we did a wonderful news segment and interview, and I enjoyed myself to pieces. And I'm so glad I could get Michelle here to join me today. But without further ado, we need to bring in our guest and say hi. So please welcome to the show, Michelle from Force of Light Entertainment. She's waiting for me to get the screen right, and she's very patient, by the way. Here we are. Welcome, Michelle. How are you today? You doing good?
I'm doing good. Good to be here. I mean, I'm not at the beach like you are, but
That's movie magic. You know that's not real. But I am so happy and thrilled for you to be here. You are just crushing it on YouTube. You guys are growing by leaps and bounds, and I'm enjoying every time I get a chance to check your content. I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself. I would love for you to tell everybody all about you and your channel and everything that you do.
Yes, yeah, well, first, thanks for having me. Yes, we've had, Culture on, and I was talking to Natalie actually earlier about how we'd like to bring you back on, so we'll have
Oh,
to do that soon.
I would love
But
that.
yes, as I say, I am one half of Forceful Entertainment. My sister is in the picture with me, Natalie, and we like to do movie she couldn't be here tonight. She sends her regards, though. Um, we like to do movie reactions, like first time watching reactions, trailer reactions, and then we like to do movie reviews, TV reviews if there's something worth following that long. And then we do a live stream on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where we discuss more pop culture type things. Like I see KB in the chat. I know KB. Good to see you, KB. But yeah, that's pretty much what we do. We uh as we say, we try to be a force of light in the world, bring a little lighthearted entertainment to people, and that's pretty much us. But any questions for me outside of that? I'm pretty simple. I'm pretty straightforward.
I think you guys do a great job. I love watching go. I love watching you guys go at it, and your reactions are priceless. But you also do a lot of other things because I see you on a lot of other channels. She's featured
Yes.
oftentimes on Pro's show, and I mean, where else can people find you? Because you're pretty much everywhere.
That's true, that's true. I am on Mondays, I'm on Toxic Femme with,
Hmm.
of course, Midnight's Edge
Hmm.
channel,
Yeah.
and then also I'm on WDW Pro, I'm on his videos a lot, and then
Yeah.
occasionally, like last Thursday, I was on his live stream, and then I'm on Valiant Renegades live streams, usually at least twice a
Oh.
month, typically.
Yeah, I get that once a
Um
month invite myself. So yeah. But no, you like I said, you are a joy and I appreciate it. You're also incredibly educated. I think a lot of people out there know that you have a doctorate. And
Oh,
and
yes.
yeah, yeah, we've got
Yes,
the
yeah, I got, in May, I graduated with my PhD in theology, so, yeah, it was nice to get completed.
well, let me tell you, you stuck with school a little longer than me. I wasn't gonna go that extra several years to make that happen, but that's fantastic.
It's a long time.
It is, yeah. And yeah, I've been like I said, I've just been enjoying your content, but a lot of people, get to know you through a different method here. I always tell people what the first three questions are going to be for the interview, so everybody's comfortable and there's no gotchas. So we're going to start out with a segment I call three questions.
Okay. I'm gonna put on my glasses for these.
Uh oh. That didn't work. There we go. All of a sudden, it was just me. Well, let's start with the first one. Of course, the first of the three questions is always the indicator question, and I feel like it kind of sets the bar. So we're going to start off
Okay.
with your very, very favorite television show of all time. That one's pretty easy.
It is, but it isn't, because I
Oh,
have, like, multiple favorite shows.
okay,
I've
fair
got
enough.
favorite comedies. I've got favorites. Okay. I will give you what I like to call my it actually kinda ties into your second question of, like, that feel good, that comfort. Um, 2 of my favorite or 3 of my favorite comfort TV shows that I've watched all the way through many, many times. I'm very festive for Christmas, by the
It
way.
looks great. I
Uh,
love those glasses.
it makes me very studious, I believe.
There you go. Yeah.
The reindeer, it definitely does that. But my okay, I will give you my 3 feel-good TV shows that I do love. I adore all 3 of these. The first one being Chuck with Zachary Levi,
Yeah.
old NBC show.
Yeah.
Uh, love that show. The second one being Castle with Nathan Fillion,
Oh, yeah.
and the third one being New Girl. Those are my comfort TV shows. Now, as far as a favorite, That's still a challenge because again, I have like my favorite comedies. I've got like probably, shows that I adored as dramas. Stranger Things is very high up on my list
Uh-huh.
of favorite TV shows. I'm a huge Stranger Things fan. Um, as far as comedy, I probably have to go Arrested Development was my favorite back in the day.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Uh, yeah, and really the Fox Arrested Development, not the Netflix Arrested Development. Those
Right.
first 3 seasons, like, I thought were quite genius, quite frankly. But yeah, I'd probably go with that. So if I'm going to favorite of, like, the last 5 years, I'm gonna go Stranger Things, but then I've got my 3 comfort shows that I've told you about as well. But I have watched Stranger Things all the way through a couple times.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that are really into Chuck. We have several people, and you're not the first guest to mention Chuck, as a matter of fact. So, um,
Yay!
yeah, this it's something about that show. It was just entertaining on it, and at that period of time, there weren't a whole lot of shows that were just that kind of dumb fun entertainment, right? There just wasn't a lot of that out
Yes.
there. Yeah, and oh wow, you have people crushing on you too. So I hope that's okay. But
That's
yeah,
okay, that's
all right,
okay.
okay, yeah. We don't usually
But
solicit that, but, yeah, yeah, but
yeah, no, Chuck, it was kind of one of a kind in a way, because it was like this there's like the spy action element to it, there's a love story, but at its heart, it was always a comedy that knew what it was and didn't take itself too seriously.
yeah, like I said, it was a very enjoyable show, so it doesn't surprise me. When you said you had a favorite comedy, yeah, I'm gonna pin you down. What was your favorite comedy?
Probably my favorite comedy is Arrested Development.
Arrested Development, you mentioned that, so, okay, I can see that, and, did you watch any of those procedurals?
In fact, all the shows that I mention have comedy pretty
Comedic
much
elements.
strongly rooted in their in
Yeah,
them. Because comedy besides Stranger Things, which Stranger Things can be humorous, but, 'cause, let's just be real, comedy, like, that type stuff, it's just very it's kinda like eating a warm soup on a cold day. It makes you feel good.
did you watch any of those, procedural shows, like anything like, CSI or any of those other things, or did you get into any of those, or did you just go for the more lighter programming?
Oh, I loved one of my favorite shows in high school is 24.
Oh, yeah, with
Kiefer
Bauer.
Sutherland.
Yeah, is Bauer, right? Agent
Yes.
Bauer? Yeah, that was really good, right? Oh, yeah, I remember
I
watching
love
that.
24.
Yeah, Kiefer was great. He and his
Can
dad
you
his
imagine
Go ahead.
Oh, continue you were saying about Donald.
Oh, no, he and his dad are great actors, that's all I was gonna say. So, yeah.
They
Yeah.
really both are, and, yes, no, 24, can you imagine, like, the writing for 24 kept you, like I mean, that was truly appointment television, like, once you were in it, you were in it, like, you had to see what happened next, and they did that for 24 episodes a season.
I know. It's
And, like,
crazy.
today's writers struggle like, think of, like, Disney shows. They struggle to hook you with 6 episodes.
They struggled to produce 6 episodes, let's be fair. I mean, they yeah, 8 episodes is a stretch now, and remember, it's not like Disney didn't make television forever. I mean, you and I grew up on 24 shows a year, 24
Mhm.
episodes a
Yes.
year, and the fact that they can't even do, like, 16 now. There are some shows that are on network television that, like, 16 episodes. It's just crazy.
Yes. They definitely
Uh,
went back. Yeah, no, I mean, today yeah. Back then, all the shows I named, there'd be 22 to 24 episodes per season, and they'd be 42 minutes long. And today, they can barely you see what I mean, like, Disney especially, one episode's 30 minutes, the other episode's an hour. There's no rhyme or reason to any of it.
no.
Let's see, as
Now
we continued, I also was thinking so I've got Stranger Things in there.
right.
Twen 24 was a more serious one I liked. Well, what were my brain sometimes, I just
It's
totally
okay.
blanked out. I thought of something else I really loved. I don't know.
It's okay
As
if
far
go ahead.
As far like I know I was supposed to come up with one favorite. I've got so many. Like I just
That's fine.
finished the on Netflix. I just finished part one of The Crown, the last season. Like I have thoroughly enjoyed The Crown on the Netflix. That was excellent television.
I think my mom's hooked on that, so I understand. But yeah. All right. Well,
Oh, me
first and foremost, I'm going to tell you, you're not the only guest that couldn't pick one. Paul had a few to talk about when he was here last
There's
week.
so
So
many,
yeah,
man.
I know. It's really easy to miss to try and miss some of your favorites because there's so many of them. I like I said, I always tell people I have a handful of them that I'll rotate on that I call my favorite. But um, yeah, I think Chuck was a good pick because that's you're not the only guest that has picked that show. So well done. All right,
Thank
let's move
you.
on. Let's move on to the second question. Let's see. What film is your go-to when you're homesick? What's your comfort film? Right? You talked about the bowl of soup kind of a thing for television. What is that film for you?
Again, I'm a complex woman. I can't
Okay.
give you one movie.
That's fine. That's fine.
I have my movies that are annual watches. Now I will say this, my favorite movie of all time, I can give you that,
Okay.
is, The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
That that is my favorite of all time, of all movies. I love it. Um, but as far as comfort, the original trilogy in Star Wars is a comfort thing that I can put on annually and watch. Um, let's see, what else do I When Harry Met Sally,
Well, there you
that's a
go.
comfort.
Hmm.
That's absolutely a comfort movie that I enjoy watching, again, kind of annually at some point. Um, let's let me keep going. See, I've got so many across the board of different genres.
Well, it's hard to pick. It's why these questions are tough. I always tell people, I said there's like a handful of movies I can put on, and like when I don't feel good, when I'm in bed sick or whatever, and I have my bowl of soup and probably some hot tea or something, and I'll put it something in it. It's usually Star Wars or it's like the early Indiana
Which
Jones
Star
films.
Wars?
See, that's a problem because I'll put in like Empire, but then I'll go back to, the original film, A New Hope, and I'll alternate. And then if it's not that, then I'll put in uh, one of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, probably Two Towers.
Mm.
Um, and if I don't do that, then it's the one of the three first original Indiana Jones films. Most likely, it'll just be Raiders of the Lost Ark. But yeah,
Do you know randomly Do you know Ran and I love Indiana Jones too, grew up watching those on repeat quite a bit. In fact, people are always like, "How have you girls never seen so and so movie?" I've discovered that I, more than the average person, was a person who would rewatch things. Like, I rewatch the heck out of Star Wars or Indiana Jones, Rocky, things like that. Um, but a comfort movie that these have become annual to me, and they're in the vein of Indiana Jones. I love The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. They're like comfort food to me for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird how so many of us just kind of lean into those kinds of films, and then I am just like that. I will watch a film multiple times. First of all, because I mean, I was devouring films like crazy, courtesy of family members, since I saw the first Star Wars film in theaters when it opened, because I'm old. But it was extraordinary experience, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But it looks like Eclay says, "Why is Empire Strikes Back your favorite movie? Is it the theological elements?" It's a good question.
Well, I would say in general, Star Wars, some of those theological elements is one of the reasons why, like, I so loved it and gravitated towards it. Like, I mean, I really can't remember a time in my life I didn't like Star Wars. It was one of those things I was just kind of introduced as like a very young toddler and have always loved and watched. But as far as Empire in particular, yes, you do get that is where you really begin to learn the Force in that trilogy, and but also just in general, that movie, when you look at it, like, I literally consider Empire a perfect film. Like, there's
Oh yeah,
nothing I would edit out.
yeah. No, you
There's
can't change it.
nothing I would change. From the moment that movie begins, I mean, first, I guess you get the little droid that's out sent out to spy, but from the moment you hear that music play and Luke takes off his like, the mask, it puts a smile on your face, and
Yeah.
then, I mean, moving on, you get into me as a girl, I love the banter with,
Oh,
Han, where he's trying to get Leia to admit how he feels about her. Like, you don't want me to go because the way you feel about me. And of course, that just so epically leads up to, and this does show the girl in me. Though I'm a Star Wars fan, my favorite line of any movie is literally Han, I love you. I know.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
just that moment was so perfect. And I don't know how you see it, culture. I've actually changed people's minds because I feel sometimes people have taken that Han Solo I know as kind of like him being kind of that arrogant Han Solo, but
Right.
I don't take it that way at all because it goes back to the conversation I just said that they have at the beginning of the movie where he knows she likes him, but she cannot admit it to herself because she's a princess and he's a scoundrel.
That's right.
As she
That
says.
yeah, that's what Release the McCracken just said in
Yes,
the
exactly. He's a
chat.
scoundrel, and she
Yeah.
can't admit this, and
Yeah.
that's why when she finally just lets it out, what he already knew, it's almost just like, "I know, like, it's okay. I've known all this time." It's just it's a lovely moment. It really is.
It is. It's kind of heartwarming in the moment when you know things are not going well. I mean, because I mean that's
Yes.
yeah, things are going to go very badly. Again, I mean, we were born during the best part of the entertainment era. I mean that we really have seen the best that there is to offer, and I because of what we've been presented with recently. I don't know
Lately.
if you agree. Yeah, I don't see a lot of good in the future. Do you?
No.
Yeah.
Like, the best there's not been, like can you think of a movie this year that really stood with like, it stayed with you?
Well, I just saw
Now, I've seen
Godzilla.
some good movies.
I just saw Godzilla, and that might be my best film of the year.
Okay.
So,
I have not
um,
seen that yet.
Top Gun: Maverick stuck with me. That was last year. Um,
Absolutely. That stuck with me.
Mario Brothers was so entertaining that I actually seen it a couple of times now. Um, I don't know. There really isn't much out there. Everything that I've watched has been really throwaway pablum entertainment that lacks depth, quality story, quality filmmaking. B can you think of something that really hooked you?
No, like, that's what I'm saying, like, it's just not this year. Because you brought that up about entertainment. There's not really much that came out this year that I ever think I'll go back and rewatch the way I'm talking about rewatching some of these movies. Like, meh.
And and again, I think that's a bar that you and I have we set the same kind of a bar. Like, am I gonna rewatch this? Because
Yes.
I always ask that question. I mean, it if a film's good, doesn't that mean you're willing to rewatch it multiple times? And
Mhm.
I think that has to be addressed because there's not a lot of that out there, I don't think. So I mean,
Mm.
what other movies can you name in the last 3 years that you would rewatch that you've seen? I mean, is there anything that you can point
Okay, I
to?
saw Maverick 3 times in theaters.
Well, that answers that question, and I don't blame you. Good
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I saw that one 3 times. Now, I did go see Oppenheimer twice this year in theaters, but that was such, like, a movie experience that it's not something I'm just gonna crank on in my house multiple times a year or anything. Like, I saw
Well,
it the 2 times, and I really enjoyed it, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch it a lot at home or anything.
I saw Sound of Freedom twice, and
Man,
yeah,
man,
and
that movie was good, but I don't know if I could sit through it twice.
it was hard, but I
The
sat
movie
through it
wrecked me.
twice. Well, I wanted to catch there were some elements in it that I wanted to hang on to and remember, so that if I ever were talking about it, I could speak with a little more informed opinion. But the first time I watched it, I was just so enthralled. I didn't really get a chance to, digest it, because it just pulls you in. It's
Yeah.
very emotionally driven. And wow, yeah, that film caused quite an uproar and stir for sure. But
Yes.
yeah,
Well, that's a good example of something that stayed with me. I
yeah.
couldn't not think about that movie for quite a while. It was excellent.
It was, and I keep plugging people into that movie, and I'm like, look, if you can't afford to get it, I'll buy it for you on streaming or whatever. Because I mean, I have family members. I'm like, you've got to watch this. So, but we've got a couple super chats, and we got a lovely gift. Let's get to the gift first, real quick. We got a star of the gift from Mr. Buttcrack Media, who sent 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you, Mr. Buttcrack Media. He keeps the pipes flowing. He really does. He also he also
He
keeps the
does
members
that for
flowing.
sure.
Yeah, he keeps the members
Mhm.
flowing too. I know he's very generous. Thank you, Mr. Buttcrack Media. We do have a couple
He
super
is
chats. Oh,
he is a
go ahead.
generous butt crack.
He- My goodness, yes. Thank you, Michelle. Um, Michelle, glad to see you here from KB for $6. Thank you for that. Says love to have the opportunity to once again see a genuine and sincere person. Well, Michelle is very sincere. She's lovely. Thank you, also, Culture. Well, you're very welcome, KB. Thanks for being here.
Yes,
Um,
thank you, KB.
yeah, I like I said, I mean, one of the reasons I think that your channel is so popular, and obviously it's attributed to both of you, but it's because of your authenticity and your forthrightness and all of those other wonderful adjectives that you deliver. So take that compliment, I dare you. So
Well, thank you. No,
yeah.
I do. What's funny, I was saying to Natalie today, with these first time watching reactions, we inevitably have one person on every video that accuses us of lying. You guys have already seen that, I can tell. And we're just like, no, we genuinely have not seen it.
It must be
It's
lovely.
always fun to get accused of lying.
It must be lovely, because I was such a movie fiend growing up. I would go to 3 different movies on the weekends, right? I mean, that's like part of the money that I earned through whatever sources, um, it really went into films. I went to pay to go see movies, and so but it must be lovely to get introduced to some of um, these properties for the first time, and I don't know how anybody would think that's fake. You guys are genuinely either surprised or impressed, or emotionally involved in the movie, the way you should be the first time you watch it. I think I love those. I mean, I'll sit back and put that in and go, do some stuff around the house and listen to you guys, and I think it's good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Uh,
our last one we just did was, Good Will Hunting, and it's really blessed me because I mean, I couldn't help it. I was crying in that movie. Natalie cried before I got to it. I don't know if you've ever seen Good Will Hunting.
oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Does it make you cry?
I might have been accused of like getting pepper sprayed. I don't know, maybe.
Well, what I was gonna say, it's actually really touched me how many men in the comments have, like, really appreciated the fact that we cried during that, and they're
Yeah.
just like, such a lovely reaction, or even more specifically, something that's touched me about that movie, I was telling Natalie earlier today, I've noticed a lot of Army vets
Oh yeah.
have been commenting, and how much that movie really seemed to touch them, and that's just really I mean, movies like that, that's kinda priceless in a way.
Oh yeah, I mean, and again, I mean, it's okay as a guy to occasionally be touched by something, and you have your heart
Yeah,
warmed,
definitely.
or whatever. But this is another compliment that I see all the time about your channel, and that is positive content is
Aw.
easier to watch, and you guys are great for that. And I agree. Oh, and I please let me know if I offend you by saying you guys, because I know you're lovely
I
ladies.
that I say "you guys" to
Oh,
girls.
oh,
There'll
okay.
be a group of girls, and I'm like, "Hey, guys."
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not really good at the pronoun thing. Hey, Jerry Minoz is here. Good to see you. And so Stunt Brat. Oh wow, Stunt Brat, legitimate, wonderful stunt person, and retired. But it's great that both Stunt Brat and Keely Chow are here. Good to see you. And of course, Penny
Yes,
is
good to
here.
see I know Keely, good to see you.
Yeah. All right, let's get to it. I think Lovely Sherry is here. John Sapula's here. We got a lot of folks watching. They were really keen to catch us today. So let's get back to a couple of those super chats, and then we'll get back into the last question. Michelle, do you remember saying a couple of years ago that when you reach 25K subs, that you would sing on stream? You're almost there.
I'm like,
Ooh,
"Did I say that?
you probably did.
Did I say that 6?"
Oh, she she absolutely will track that. Like I said
She's like,
stupidly.
"I've clipped it."
Yeah. I may have had like 500 people, or maybe I was just monetized. Like I was just monetized like I had 1,000 people. There was no chance I was going to get to 15,000 subs. And so I was like, I may consider wearing pigtails on a live stream. I'm doomed. Okay, so I had to renegotiate the terms because I wanted to make it so that it was still possible that I would do it, because that was a lot of hedging language. And so I said, if I get to 15K by the end of this year, I would do it. Every time I have said that, or anything at all, Six clips it, and she saves it, and then she gives it to Toxic Man Flu, and he creates a clip, and then my life changes because I'm like gonna get embarrassed. So, and she's worked really hard this last week trying to up my sub count. So I crossed over 12,000. So I'm chasing down that 15K now. There's only 30 days left in this month, so that's a lot. 3K in a month. What am I, Gary? No, I'm not gonna do that, but we'll see. Anyway, yes, but no, if
Oh
she says
god.
you said it. So,
Do you know what's funny? Is, like, I
mhm.
kinda remember saying it once she said that I said it, and I'm like, "Oh, good gosh, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna run off all the subscribers, 6, if I sing. It'll be that
you,
devastating."
I'm gonna embarrass her, I hope. Six has a lovely singing voice. She really does.
Does she?
Yeah, she does karaoke with Tom and CC karaoke and such sometimes. And just when she lets go and sings, she's very good. So, yeah,
I
six
definitely
six is
don't
it.
have a good voice.
Uh, what did you say? Six? Six says, hang on, I got to get to it. See, this is the only thing. My scrolling mouse is so broken. Let's see. No, you won't. No, I won't. What? Oh, no, her. Yes. No, I think she'll be great. You won't run off your audience. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, Low Spec's been torturing me with ladybeard stuff with pigtails, trying to get like me dancing around with pigtails as a lady. That's been crazy. They're really pushing hard. Make sure you're subbed to everyone. Thanks, Six. Well done. You are really close. You are really close. I hope you get there soon. I think it would be great because it'll give you a chance to sing like Christmas carols, right? I mean,
That's
every
true,
eh,
that's true. Yes!
see?
Gosh, we've gotta get that fast so I can sing some Christmas carols.
See, I'm always there
You
with the
just
kick
gave me
save.
such a way out of this in a way, like, those
Yeah,
aren't difficult to sing.
I know. Yeah, I know. You'll be fine. All right, we got one more super chat I want to grab, and then we'll get back to it because Al Bat sent us $9.99. Thank you for that, my friend. Very generous. Says Culture watched Barbie twice just so he could wear that hideous pink shirt again. I did.
Did you see it
Oh,
twice?
no, but I did see it once, and I did wear the pink shirt, and then I came home and did the review in the pink shirt. I
Yes,
saw it
I
at
remember that.
I saw it at the special beach party event before the film released to the general public. I was
Oh.
ludicrously dressed for that. I, it was dumb. I'll never do that. I had people take pictures of me in the Barbie box, you know, and all of that in my pink shirt. It's terrible. It's
You're
terrible.
looking good though, so
Well, thank you. Actually, see, I don't mind like bright colors like that because I'm a golfer. So if it's a golf
got
shirt, I
you.
mean, there's a decent chance I'm gonna wear it out there anyway. Because like I have some shirts that'll like blow your eyeballs off. They're like brighter than tennis ball yellow and stuff. It's like bam. So anyway, I got pants like that too. I don't wear those. All right. Well, thank you all for the super chats. We gotta get back to these questions so that we can move on to some stuff that I think Michelle will want to talk about, but we'll see. Let's see. The third question, the final question, the last question in our little three questions thing is, what is your best film experience? Now,
Like
this is
in the
important.
theater?
Yeah, or in a or a drive-in or whatever, because it doesn't always have to be your favorite movie. It has to be the best time you've had at a film, and for whatever reason. Because I find that more intriguing because for some people,
Mhm.
they can have an experience like they could go to see Rocky Horror Picture Show, right? And then that was their best experience. It's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie,
Yeah.
and because people get up and dance and basically act out the parts and dress up and all that, and act a fool, people love that. So, what is your favorite film experience?
Okay. So one of my favorite film experiences, and I was a huge fan, it was my favorite movie of 2021. I saw it 3 times in theaters. Again, because I'm a repeat watcher if I like something. In fact, if I don't see something a second time, you know my true feelings on it. Um, but okay, it would be A Quiet Place Part 2. I loved that movie,
Wow,
and A Quiet Place in general is such a unique theater experience
it
because
is.
it's so quiet. And so when it was so quiet and they kinda for me, A Quiet Place Part 2 is kinda like the Aliens to Alien, like, where they went more action adventure in the second one, and I really enjoyed that. And because it's so quiet, like, if someone stumbled into something in that movie, you're like, the whole audience gasps because you're so trained to not want sound in that movie. I had so much fun seeing that movie in theaters. It was just the audience response was fun with it, and then I just adored the movie.
I get that. I really do. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. Can I share with you? Hey, you haven't seen Godzilla yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Are you planning to see it?
Well, I was actually I put on Jay's thing. I'm trying to see what everyone's feelings about because it might be a good movie for me to wait and Natalie and I react to.
Quite possibly, and we'll talk about why when we get to the next or we get to the
Okay.
news segment, 'cause that's that we still have weird news before that, but we'll get there. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna tell you the use of sound in Godzilla, mind-blowing. Uh,
Really good.
yeah, they use it very, very well. In fact, I put that so well that I actually put that in my review, and every time I comment on the film on a live stream or when it during an interview or whatever, I say, not only is the sound beautiful, all the sound that there is, the absence of sound, because there's 2 times in the movie when there's
Yes.
none. And you could hear a pin drop in the theater at those moments because there was so much intensity on the screen. Um, wow. Yeah.
See, that's I like stuff like that. Back to, again, what I said of A Quiet Place. I don't know if you remember that movie. There's a couple times where they allow you to hear what the daughter's hearing who's deaf, and when it goes like, when, like, the sound truly just goes off, like, it is horrifying in that experience and in that movie, but yet it's so cool as the audience to, like, hear the silence truly. So I get that. That can be sometimes, like you're saying, no sound can be, I don't know, it can really do something for a movie at times.
I think you will appreciate this, and I think both of you will. So I'm kind of torn. I really would love you to see that in a theater to get the full experience of the biggest screen and biggest audio system you could find. But I think it would be equally enjoyable for the audience to watch the 2 of you react to it together, you know? I think maybe I'm
So
split on that now. I don't know what to say.
how is this movie? I've seen most of the other like the more recent Godzilla movies.
It is
Like,
nothing.
what is the story of this movie?
Okay, this goes all the way back in time to basically honor the first movie. So
Okay.
it's set in post-war Japan,
Okay.
during the period of time when they're being disarmed by the world, by the UN and the US.
So
Um,
post World War II.
yes. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And, it's set in the same time period, and, it kind of has similar backstory, but it's a completely different story. And you don't get a ton of Godzilla, but you get just enough Godzilla. and the people stories around it are very realistic and very heartfelt, and they're not like the legendary films where they're so people centric in all their idiosyncrasies that you have sometimes it feels like goofy. This film has a few goofy moments, but it's built into the fact that there's a lot of practical mixed in with regular compositive special effects and things like that. Um, but there's a lot of real stuff in there too. It's very it's a very drama focused film. Like I said, I think it'll touch both of your hearts because there's moments in this that you will find yourself, hit with some pepper spray. So,
God,
but
is it in? Do they speak in English or Japanese?
it's all Japanese and subtitles, except there's one segment which is like a radio news blip. Remember we used to have radio news that would, well, back then we used to see it in film. It's the same kind of a thing. There's the only American language in that is a kind of a newsreel like segment that's done in English. Other than that, everything's in Japanese. It's all subtitled. It's easy to read. It's lovely. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of good things about
yeah.
it.
I can't say enough good things about it. And I haven't had a lot of films to be effusively, you know, supportive of. And then this one I truly, truly am. I see a Polomies here. Just, greetings, dear. I hope you're driving safe. Pet that little doggo. We've got such great audience out there. I can't believe it. All right. Okay. So yeah, so your experience makes a lot of sense for the same reasons that I think you guys will enjoy the Godzilla film. So
And
on
that's the
that,
only one I can really
go
think
ahead.
of because it's like, the last couple years, there's not been a great audience experience. Like, I don't know about like
Oh,
because you're like me. You go see it like on a Thursday so you can get your review out.
yeah.
And it's like so often I go to these Thursday showings and there's like maybe two other people in the theater. It's bad.
Well,
Which that definitely decreases your enjoyment level in a way.
what's funny is the last few films, other than Godzilla was packed house. The IMAX I was in
Okay.
was jammed. But no, I mean, like the last few films, like that I went to, the Marvels, right? I went to see the Marvels, and I took
Mhm.
the same person I took to see Godzilla, and saw it at the earliest possible showing, the whole 9 yards. Sat down. There were 12 people in the theater,
I believe it. I believe it.
and
I
I'm
went in
like,
on that Friday
oh,
that opening night that opening weekend. I went in I was curious. We were seeing something else, and we were seeing that Priscilla movie,
oh yeah,
and we walked in there, and I counted, there were 6 people in the Marvels on a Friday opening night for the Marvels at, like, the 6:30 showing.
yikes.
Ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, not good. And but see that I think that was the experience all around. To be fair, we've got a couple member
Yeah.
chats. We got a couple member chats to bring in that I can't bring up on the screen. I want to say hi to Tim Hayes. He says hi. I want to say hi to Sporkin News Podcast. Our buddy Scott is out there. He's been a member for 30 months, and he says, "Hail, you both have beautiful hair." Bald man jealous.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Scott. Yeah. Well, Scott, you're still handsome, sort of, in a Boston kind of way. And Keely Chow is out there with his member chat, saying, well, some things I'm not going to say on the chat, but I might read that on the Sunday show when we're a little more adult and it's after dark. And yeah, but well done. All right, let's keep going. We got some other stuff out there to talk about. I want to take you through some
Sounds
very
good.
weird news. Here we go. Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, it doubled up on us. All right, we're back. Well, let's take a look at some weird news, shall we? I think let's see. Am I on the right one? Oh, that is not going to be big enough. Let's fix that. There we go. That's also not going to work. Let's try this. Ah, there we go. All right. So, supermarket chain says that Polish workers found cocaine in banana boxes. That's an interesting story. Let's see if we can make this there. That's more better. All right. Boom. There we go. So from the story, it says here that supermarket chain Carrefour SA said on Friday it had notified local police after employees found in one of its Warsaw stores a suspicious parcel in the delivery of bananas. The police later confirmed it was cocaine. They immediately notified the police, who quickly secured the batch of goods and started an investigation that is currently underway. The Warsaw police said the package contained over 160 kilograms, that's 352 pounds, of cocaine, worth about $8.4 million. Wow.
It's a lot of cocaine.
And it wasn't just there. Drugs were discovered at several branches of one of the chain stores. So apparently, these bananas went to the wrong place, and I'm telling you, those people in Colombia are probably really unhappy right now. You ever find anything weird at a grocery store, Michelle?
Can't say I've ever found cocaine.
That's nuts.
Fortunately, the weirdest thing I would find is someone just didn't put something back where they were supposed to, so it's just out of place. I've yet to stumble upon drugs or anything else.
That's absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Of course, let's see. I'm going to ask you now. Do you want to talk about cats or penguins next?
We can go cats.
You want to talk about cats? All right, let's talk about cats. All right, so apparently there's a new feline app out there that you can download. It's called Feline OK. It's been out for a couple of years now, and it's an app that tells you if your cat's happy. So, cat owners who love to take pictures of their furry friends now have an excuse to pull out their smartphones and take a snapshot. It may actually help the cat. A Calgary, that's the word, Alberta animal health technology company called Sylvester AI has developed an app called Tably. That's funny. That uses the phone's camera to tell whether your feline is in pain. The app looks at ear and head positions, eye narrowing, muzzle tension, and how whiskers change to detect distress. So apparently, in 2019, a study was published in peer-reviewed scientific journals, Scientific Reports, found that the so-called feline grimace scale, or FGS, is a valid and reliable tool for acute pain assessment in cats. That's fascinating.
This is something Natalie would love because Natalie has 4 cats.
Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect.
She can decide if they're happy and content or not.
Wouldn't that be great? I'm loving this. I feel like this would work good. Now, if only they could get one for humans to tell you how crazy they were. Well, if you just took a picture of them, right? What do you think? Would you buy something
Man,
like that?
more and more, like, you can just tell, like, people, they kind of wear it proudly these days.
Yeah, well, it sort of seems that way, doesn't it? But no,
It does.
I love that this is something that could be a real possibility. So, um, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to our next one. So, we'll save the penguins for a minute. Um, oh, here's a weird one. Let's go to this. So, a Florida newspaper will print your grievances for Festivus. That's right. We're coming up on Festivus for the rest of us, if you're familiar with Seinfeld. And yeah, you can now get your grievances printed in the newspaper. I'm making this bigger. That'll be easier for people to see. So yeah, the Tampa Bay Times is offering to its readers a chance to have their grievances aired in its pages in celebration of Festivus, a fictional holiday invented by Seinfeld character Frank Costanza, obviously played by Jerry Stiller. So a Florida newspaper wants you to do so. And so, yes, this is the 8th annual Tampa Bay Times airing of grievances, which is open to anyone around the world who wishes to voice their complaints on any subject. Is this something that you would do? Would this be something you would love?
I'm not gonna take my time and do it, no.
Um,
I feel like people already do this year round on social media.
yeah, there's always some kind of therapy going on there for sure. Um, hmm, I don't know. I could do without it, but I feel like this could be healthy for people, right? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, like, espe yes, no, for some people, I mean, I wouldn't take the time to do it, but go for it, like, yeah, could be therapeutic for you.
I just find it crazy. I'm having a cough. Hang on a minute.
I understand, guys, it happens.
I'm having the
You get that
allergy.
little tickle in your throat, and you know it's coming.
Yeah, I'm like, hang on. Well, I might participate in this, but apparently in the 8th annual one, if you think about it, this is a holiday that was introduced 26 years ago this Christmas in season 9 called The Strike. So, yeah,
Do
I'm
you know I've
excited.
never actually watched a full season of Seinfeld? My brother
Really?
loves it, like, I need to, I'm sure I would enjoy it.
A lot of people love the show. Um,
Oh,
I
yeah, it's huge.
I just find it fascinating. So, yeah, and I'm easily entertained. I mean, I'm not, but I try to pretend like I am. All right, let's
Well,
get
I mean,
to
it was
oh,
Seinfeld
go
was a
ahead.
classic, so
It
that's a good
was.
one.
It was. I think I feel like the audience here might want to. Yeah. Oh, Dave G Sound is with you. Says I've never watched a full episode. Holy cow! Shadow Chaser says it was terrible. Okay, I'm gonna have to get more drinking. Punk Waddle's here. He says, "Ha! There's a penguin in the chat. There's also a penguin in the news. We're gonna get to that in a minute. There, Punk Waddle. Um, wow, lovely Sherry hasn't watched it. Look at this. I thought this was a cultural sensation. Maybe not.
It was, I just think, like, a lot of us missed it,
Yeah, you
but
didn't
I've
make
been
that
meaning
shot.
to watch it.
Mm. Snort, our favorite polar bear here, says, I had a friend who kept nagging me to watch it. I think there may be more people who haven't seen this than I thought. That's crazy. And then obviously Read by Nature throws in a hello, Newman. So yeah. We got 2 penguins in the chat. This place is going to the birds. That's right. All right. Let's move on. We got we got a weird one. Oh, do you like Teslas? I didn't get a chance to ask you before we got started today. Do you like
Oh, yeah,
Teslas?
I think they're nice.
All right. Well, Tesla introduced their Cybertruck. Did you see this?
Yes, I've seen a little bit of that.
It's crazy, right? They had their Cybertruck towing a Porsche 911 racing a 911
Mm.
turbo. But the truck's pulling that and it beat it. It was like 2.6 seconds pulling that to the from 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds, hauling this on a trailer, the same car it was racing, which it beat in the quarter mile.
How does the car not almost, like, do that off the start when you're going that fast? Like,
Well,
how you know what I'm saying?
well, it has really advanced traction control, but at the same time, one of the neat things about electric vehicles is all of the torque is available immediately. So yes, you
Yes.
could but if you're propelling yourself forward with all 4 wheels, you have equal contact. There's a decent chance that that wouldn't happen, but it does have very advanced control for slippage, so it wouldn't allow the truck to pick up. But I don't think the truck could pick up anyway because of the batteries, the sheer volume of weight that is for the battery
Mm.
cells that are in the truck. But it was ridiculous. I watched it, lost my mind. But so the of course, this was right after he did the FU Bob commentary, which we're going to talk
Yeah,
about here in a minute. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
didn't I see isn't it bulletproof glass made
Mhm.
with?
Yeah, bulletproof exterior pretty much like entirely. Like he even had Joe Rogan shoot a bow and arrow at it. Didn't even scratch it. Arrow went ping. It's crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all 4-wheel drives or full-wheel drive, so it's crazy. Yeah, the
How
truck's
much are
ugly
these
as
things gonna be?
I don't know, but they're ugly as hell. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't normally curse, but they're not pretty. They're
They
just
look like Batman's truck.
yeah. See, here's the bulletproof testing here. Look at that.
Wow.
Ping, 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 ping. So yeah, this is it. Faster than a 911 while towing a 911. So
That's insane.
it was nuts. So it beat it off the line in 2.6 seconds to 0 to 60, but then it beat it on the quarter mile while towing a Porsche 911.
Dang, because
So
I was about to say, at some point the 911 is gonna be able to overtake it, but it went pretty far.
no, and Tesla vehicles have something called ludicrous speed if in certain of its models, and
Mm.
it's bonkers. Yeah, but the Cybertruck is being called the Cyber Beast. So that's crazy. It's let's see.
It's
Not only did
insane.
Tesla release the Cybertruck yesterday, but it also released the Cybertruck for kids, a miniature version of the Cybertruck that puts the Barbie mobile to shame. I bet it does. There it is. There's the Cybertruck for kids.
Man, I mean, Culture, do you know off the top of your head, I that may be as fast as like a like the sport motorcycles.
It's pretty fast. I think if you get into the like 1100 to 1500 cc category, I think the motorcycle probably would still win, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, if you didn't hamper it by towing another vehicle, maybe it would give that motorcycle a run for its money. I think you're right in there. Yeah, but the
Yeah, because I
Cyber
mean, motorcycle those really fast ones that get 0 to 60 in, like, 2 seconds.
Yeah, apparently this is the weird thing. So the Cybertruck for kids, this is goofy. Man, now I wish I knew some young ones because I would want to see them ride this. But the lithium-ion battery for this little ride-in truck here goes 12 miles, has a 500-watt motor with a top speed of 10 miles an hour. So it can seat 2 kids comfortably between 6 and 12 years of age. It's $1,500. It's already sold out though. So you could probably buy one again. Uh, so yeah, so armor glass. I mean, this thing is bonkers, right?
That thing really is crazy.
Uh,
If they could just make it more attractive.
yeah, you could get the official bulletproof decal for $55 as well. Now, the truck itself is 60 grand. Okay, let me tell you right
How is
now.
it that cheap?
I don't know because I go down to buy me a new bad buddy four-door, crew cab monster like I have
Yeah.
outside in the drive. If I go out to buy one of those, I'm spending 100 grand plus. So
Mhm.
$60,000 for a Cybertruck, hokey schmoke.
No, I was not I was expecting this to be 100 grand plus.
Yeah, me too. That's just bonkers.
He actually probably will sell quite a bit of those for 60,000.
Well, a lot of people complain because they say they're minimalist vehicles, and to a certain extent, that's right. But man, this is like buying a pretty decent mid-sized sedan for 60 grand. I'm like, I couldn't imagine.
No. No, I was not expecting that price at all, and especially to have I know, like, most of the time it's not gonna matter, but it really is cool. I have you ever seen the movie, 13 Hours? It was the movie about the
Mm.
Benghazi situation they made.
Oh no, I didn't. No, I didn't. No,
Well,
no.
anyways, long story short, like, they're in, like, these Mercedes G-Wagons that, I mean, they just start shooting them up, but they're safe because they were so well, like, bulletproof made, and it just made me think, like, it is really cool to have. I mean, I'm probably never gonna be in that scenario, but it's a really neat feature.
Um, I love the interior of it too. I don't know. Again,
No, it's cool.
I mean, in my family, we have some electric and hybrid vehicles and stuff like that, and I get pretty decent range on one of the cars. That's all, the first 35 miles is all battery. So, it doesn't
Mm.
even go into hybrid mode until after that. So, but it's crazy. Ah, man, I don't know. I might consider one of these. Although somebody made a great point in the chat that it might be dangerous not to be able to escape that if it catches on fire because you can't knock out your glass. But
Oh,
that might be a problem. Yeah, the insurance would be nuts. You know what you don't get is Tesla insurance. Because if you do anything remotely dangerous or go over the speed limit that it thinks you're supposed to drive or whatever, you get a demerit, basically making your insurance more expensive that month. No, thank you. Stunt Brat says, Culture is a cyborg. Well, right now my voice is garbage, but that's because I've been coughing. I don't know. I think it's a fun truck. All right, let's get to the fun story. All right. There are these really weird penguins. They're called the chin strap penguins. And they sleep over 10,000 times a day for 4 seconds. Seriously, they get
just 4
11
seconds,
hours.
all they need.
They get 11 hours of sleep throughout the day, but they only sleep for 4 seconds at a time. Oh.
How does it feel like you would ever get into that deep place of sleep?
They don't really have big brains, I would imagine. But
Yeah. No, I don't think I could do that.
I don't think it'd be healthy. I mean, if I go for multiple days without like 4 to 6 hours of sleep, I got problems. K
Oh,
Roberts
absolutely.
K Roberts says, "My flapping heroes,
Mm-hmm.
indeed." Yeah. Punkwaddle signs up for that. You're already a penguin, dude. I'm working on your shoes, by the way, Punkwaddle. So pretty soon you'll be able to buy Punkwaddle shoes on beachpunk.us, our merchandise site. So let's see what else we got. They literally sleep on poop. Really? I didn't know that.
Oh, it just keeps getting worse.
I'm not sure. I've had some intense 4-second dreams. Wow, how would you know they're 4 seconds? I don't know. Look, I knew this story was going to set the chat on fire. Penguins ate the cocaine bananas. Yes, we found out where the cocaine went. Cocaine.
So did anyone eat the cocaine bananas? Do we know that?
No, the story. You got as much of the story as I did. I don't know. This is nuts. That's a crazy story. But yeah, so they're extreme nappers. So 10,000 micro sleeps a day, up to 4 seconds long. So they live in breeding colonies, each containing tens of thousands of individuals, must remain constantly vigilant against threats to their nests from predatory skua birds and hostile colony neighbors. The result is a sleeping schedule warped beyond all recognition, but it culminates in 11 hours of snoozing time per day. The researchers behind the study published their findings yesterday. So there you are. That's fun. All right.
Yeah.
And let's see. Wait. Okay. Festivus, I got Cybertruck. Oh, okay. This is weird because I wish we had this kind of government. I think you'll love this one, Michelle. A Paraguay official sacked after dealing with fictitious country. That's right, making a business deal with a fictitious country. So a senior Paraguayan official fired this week after signing a cooperation memorandum with a country he has since learned does not exist. Wow. Oopsie. Arnaldo Chamorro told reporters Thursday he was dismissed from his job as chief of staff to the agriculture minister. That is bad. After signing the document with purported officials from the United States of Kailasa, I'm going to say, presented to him as a South American island. The officials, came and expressed that they wished to help Paraguay. They presented several projects. We listened to them, and that was that, he said, admitting to having been fooled. So he was dismissed on Wednesday. Their motive for making this fake Oh wow. So the fake officials also met his minister. Wow, Carlos Jimenez. So the guy he worked for didn't recognize this either. But the motive was not known, and it was signed by two parties that had envisioned the establishment of a diplomatic relations between the two countries. In a document complete with ministry's letterhead and official seal, uh, the Honorable Yanada Paramashivam, I'm going to say it that way, sovereign of the United States of Kailasa, and praises his contributions to Hinduism, humanity, and the Republic of Paraguay. Interesting. The memorandum further recommends the government of Paraguay actively explore the establishment of diplomatic relations with the United States of Kailasa and supports its admission as a sovereign state to the various international organizations, including the United Nations. Wow.
Well,
Wait, here is the real story. Paraguayan media reported that Paramashavam was in reality an Indian citizen wanted for crimes committed in his country. Okay, now I get it. Now I see. That poor guy. He didn't stand a chance. That's terrible. That's bonkers.
well, yeah.
What a wild world. So those were the weird stories. How do you feel about the weird stories, Michelle?
I mean, in today's world, I don't know how weird they are or not. It feels like they're becoming more and more common.
It's happening more frequently for sure. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Dustin?
I just want to know about the cocaine bananas and if anyone ate one. That's what I'm curious
But it
about.
wasn't in the story. You know what? I'm going to look for an update and I will send it to you. I will send it to you. And then you, Michelle, and your sister can cover it. I will love that. I'll be really happy. This is so crazy. Oh my goodness. Osmora, very generous. We have 2 generous patrons for the stream today, gifting 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you, Osmora 199. 199. See, I don't say it
The
as good as Jeremy
199.
does. Yeah, I don't say it as good as Jeremy. Jeremy does it the best. I just say I just do my, my crazy Austrian version of it. 199. Anyway.
I like it though. It works.
It's crazy. So this is very strange. The chat was on fire with this thing. Hang on. Let me get down to some of these chats. Let's go, gadget. Yeah, according to RJ Godzilla 81, Paraguayan official also admits to signing peace treaty with Wakanda. LOL. Well, that's a good joke. I don't think that was in the story, but thank you.
He might as well have.
And
he was making up countries anyways.
That's right. Yeah, when controlled, apathy is a sweet gift to possess, as well as empathy. Yeah, well, I think a lot of people have apathy for a lot of film studios right now. I don't know. What do you think, Michelle?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh man, we're good with the weirdness. We're down with the weird. All right. Well, we have more to cover, folks and friends. We have real news to cover, and I'm here for it. I just got rid of the news. Let's get to the real news. There it is. So okay. I was told to ask you this before I get into this. Have you seen The Shift yet?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to talk with the audience a little bit about The Shift?
Sure. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Yeah.
I have my screener. I haven't had a chance to watch it.
Yes. So I saw it. They sent it to me like before Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And in fact, guys, if any of you are interested, if you go over to Force Flight Entertainment, if you click on the video that I did, the Shift review, if any of you are interested out there in seeing the Shift, I have a link in the description and in the pinned comment that if you click it, it will give you a 10%. You can get a 10% discount on your ticket to wherever you are. You can find a theater close to you and get a 10% discount. So definitely go check that out if you are interested. But yeah, the Shift, So it is, of course, coming from Angel Studios, which distributed Sound of Freedom. And this one, where Sound of Freedom is much more. I mean, people kept calling Sound of Freedom a faith-based film, but it's really not. It wasn't. It was a 21st Century Fox movie
Yep.
that, yes, has God undertones to it, I guess you could say, but it's not like a faith-based film, actually. This one is a faith-based film. I think for the most part, if any of you out there listening are, not Christian or anything like that, for the most part, it is more allegorical. Basically, what it is kind of this sci-fi telling of the like modern day telling of the book of Job from the Bible. So it does. So most of it isn't necessarily heavy-handed in its Christian belief, but then there are moments where like he'll pray, or God is mentioned. If you consider that a little more heavy-handed, they do have those moments. But for the most part, it is a story about a man who, the benefactor, kind of the devil-like character, he has the ability, the devil does, to shift a person into a different, like, basically, it's almost like a multiverse in the sense of there's like can be 1,000 different yous, and he can shift each person. It's kind of hard to explain, but I once I it takes you the movie takes about 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes for you to truly get like what is this? Where is this going? But once I did, like I enjoyed it for the most part. Is it a perfect film? Definitely not. But for a faith-based movie, I think it yet again is another step in the right direction for a faith-based movie. I was entertained with the movie, and I mean, I fairly enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 hoots. Now, I will say I probably judge faith-based movies differently than I judge other movies, just as I judge Netflix movies differently than I judge, say, something I pay to go see. But if you have enjoyed any faith-based movie, I think it's worth checking out.
See, and that's why you bring on somebody brilliant like Michelle to talk about cool stuff. So I'll be seeing it in theaters. I've decided that's kind of where I'm headed with that. And I just I don't watch a lot of the screeners I get access to. So I just go and buy the
Really?
movie. Well, I like to if I pay for a movie, then I don't feel like beholden to give it a good thing. And I know that I can
Yeah.
ignore that, but at the same time, there's something in me. I'm like, if I know I can't see it in a theater, I might watch a screener. But I think I'm going to go see this in the theater this weekend. So
Yeah,
what
well,
else?
I hope you enjoy it. Again, it really is the Book of
Sounds great.
Job in a
Sounds great.
science fiction-y telling of it.
Yeah, it sounds really good. I'm looking forward to it. All right. We need to move on. We have to get to today's topics. You ready?
Okay,
Here we
let's
go.
do it.
All right. Now today's topics are pretty straightforward. They're basically just news of the day, things that you probably already saw in your life already. Of course, Godzilla we've already talked about a little bit, and the fact that even the critics are enjoying this film. They're telling you to go see it on the biggest screen that you can see it on, which is why I was torn in telling you to maybe wait or
Mm.
maybe not wait, because I'd love to see you both react to this, but at the same time, because of the visuals and because of the sound, it might be best to see it in a theater. I don't know. But even the critics are loving this. This is the 37th Godzilla film that's, basically out there in the world. You just think about how many that is over the many, many years that they've been doing it. And it's done by Toho, which is the studio that basically is responsible for Godzilla. You have some of the rights owned by
Mm.
Legendary, and you have some of the rights owned by Toho. But Toho is the original Godzilla, as far as I'm concerned. Minus One was written and directed by the guy that also understands computer graphics and special effects. His name is Takahashi Yamazaki. One man show. This guy can do it all. And that's, I think, why this is surprising, Michelle. This film only cost $15 million to make.
Dang. That's impressive.
And like I said, there are practical effects, there are special effects, the shots, the overacting, all the things that you would have seen in an old fashioned Godzilla movie back from way back when are in this film. So there are points at which an American audience is going to go, what? But for the most part, you're not pulled out by that if you understand what you're seeing. And it's pretty great. So at $15 million in Japan, I think this has already made $30 million. So just there, just released in the
Yeah.
U.S. officially today, and they were projecting it was only going to make $8.1 million domestic. At this point, I think they're nuts. I think that's really low number. $8.1 million on an opening weekend. Nah, they're crazy. Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 98% from critics right now. I mean, of the people that have seen it, it's amazing. This is the 70th anniversary of the iconic monster franchise, and this is the basically a return to form from Toho from their 1954 film Godzilla. So I could not be more excited to talk about this. Have you heard about this film before? This week, had you heard this was coming?
I had it until I started hearing, I think maybe Tom mentioned it, and then a few other people mentioned it. Because isn't there also is Apple TV doing like a TV show that has
Yes.
Godzilla in it?
Yeah, Monarch with Kurt Russell, and his son. What
And
God, I
there's
forget.
no relation to these, right?
No, these are two uniquely different properties.
Okay.
This is Toho, and that I believe is Legendary. So yeah,
Got you. Have you seen the show? Because I think people have liked the show thus far.
I I have heard great things about it. I wanted to wait till it was through its full run, and I could just binge it when I had time. So
Mm.
I think it's all out now, right? Or is it nearly all
Is
out?
it? I actually may check out the show.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it, but
I have
um,
too.
regardless, um, I will watch it because obviously I'm a Kurt Russell fan, and I like his kid too. I think
Yeah.
he's a pretty good actor. So,
Yes.
but everything I've heard about it is it's pretty good. It does have a little bit of modern garbage in it, not much from what I've to
Mm,
understand, but this film has none of that. In fact, this is the thing you're going to love about this film. This is a pro-life movie. Not
mm.
in the sense of like, babies and things, but this is a
Yes, yes.
movie that that is about the preservation of life, about the loss of life, about the importance of life. Um, and the themes in this movie are things you don't see anywhere else. I again,
Mm.
I can't say enough positive about this film, and um, I can't say that anybody would be disappointed. And even the reviewer here says the humanist message that's there.
The humanist message.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, that's the way they say it, so they can save face because so, these folks and fans.
Well,
Um,
that's what made me laugh about it. The way it was said, it just made me feel like they're kinda I don't know.
they're a little sketchy on that, but anyway,
Yeah.
like I said, so you're gonna have a tough choice there. Um, you know, because whether or not to see it now or later, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. That's the other problem. It's like I kind of want you to see it, but maybe not. I don't know.
Well, if I don't have anything to do tomorrow, maybe I go see it. See, I didn't even know this was like a wide release, and then my mind, because I didn't know anything about it, it kept getting confused because people would talk about the show, and then all of a sudden people were talking about this new Godzilla movie, and I was like it was confusing me for a minute.
Well, it had a okay. So consider this. It opened. it opened to a preview. It opened to a preview audience. Um, that wasn't very vast. Like you said, it wasn't super wide. It was 1,921
Mm.
screens in previews. So as you can see here on the numbers chart, it opened up to a $2.1 million open. Again, they're only anticipating 8.1 million. So do you think it can limp to the next 6 million to get there? I think
Yeah.
so. It had the highest per screen average, $1,093. The only thing that beat it was Renaissance, which is the Beyonce film.
Beyonce.
Yeah. Are you going to see that?
No, man. I am a T Swift only, not Beyonce.
Tay Tay. Tay Tay's your girl.
Tay Tay.
There you go. Tay Tay. Tay Tay. Look, wait, I gotta make you bigger. All right, you hold that up again? Because I think
Okay, I'll get it.
there you go. Tay Tay. Those are the little
There we go.
posters.
The air is sore.
Those are the posters they give out at the theater, right?
Yes, yeah, I've
Yeah.
taken a few home.
Yeah, that's
so I can have my
great.
Tay Tay.
How many times did you see Tay Tay?
Well, I only saw it once, but I knew that she's coming to Amazon Prime very soon.
Oh.
So then I'll just put it on play in the background.
Yeah. Okay, we have some questions around Godzilla. We'll jump on them real quick. Let's see. Oh, come on. I got to replace this mouse. Michelle, run out and get me a new mouse, okay?
And Kay Roberts, I agree. Swift can save Deadpool 3.
It might. She might. As Dazzler, if she's in there for more than 5 minutes, maybe. But E-Clay says Monarch is halfway through this season, but it's okay, not great. Yeah, see? So let it's got to finish or I'm not going to watch it. It's got to be done. Yeah, it is not nihilistic at all. Yeah, that's true. Jerry Minoza says, Culture, did they advertise Godzilla? Well, it doesn't sound like they've done a good enough job because from what Michelle said, she got it confused with the television program, and it doesn't sound like it differentiated itself very well. What do you think that's a right response there, Michelle?
I think so. The only thing that I began to see that made me be like, oh, okay, there's a movie was on Twitter. They did a good job on Twitter, and then I was like, what is this Godzilla? What is it? Godzilla something one? What is the name?
-1. Godzilla -1.
-1. Yes, I started seeing Godzilla -1. I was like, well, what is this? And then I started seeing reviews come out.
Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange. I really wish they did a better job advertising. But again, these Japanese movies are weird. Yellow Flash did a video on it today and says they don't really push like Dragon Ball Z, and that's a huge property, and they don't leave it in the theaters long enough. I mean, all kinds of problems. So, oh wow, people are pushing back on Dazzler. Mike has bad knees. What's up, Mike? Says she's a little too old for Dazzler now. She should have had the role a couple of years ago. I think this still works.
I mean, I just think it's a genius PR move because if she's in it even for like 2 minutes, you're going to get the Swift army to come out and support Deadpool 3.
I think you're going to get a lot of folks. I mean, consider this. I didn't bring the chart up. Oh, I was going to do this because I know you're a huge Swiftie fan. You know what? I think maybe. Let me see if I can do it. I may make this happen live. There it is. Tay Tay's Eras Tour surpasses $250 million global box office. This is back on a while ago, the 27th. So, yeah, pretty crazy.
She's done pretty good. That's what I was saying. I said today, and I was in Odin's comment section. I said, I think after this weekend, people will see why Beyonce will no longer be mentioned in the same sentence with Taylor.
Oh, I know I know they were trying to lift that up, and I'm like going, that thing's going to open soft. It's that film, Beyonce's film is only going to open to maybe 30 million.
Yes.
You remember how huge she opened? She opened at almost $100 million.
Yes, it was right at 100 million.
Yeah, that's nuts. This is bonkers.
It is. Yeah, what I saw, they were trying to say the 30, 40 is what they were saying about Beyonce, I think.
I don't know. I mean, again, I no shade on Beyonce. I think that, the fact that the ladies are leading with these concert tour films and are beating the pants off of like the major studio releases, I think that's hysterically funny. But I don't know. And you've already seen the
Well, and
movie.
I'm
So,
just
yeah.
happy for the theaters to get anything at this point, really.
True story. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Studbrad
in
asks.
fact, I saw
Go
I
ahead.
saw a couple weeks ago that the Swift movie, the Eras Tour movie, it actually beat Mission Impossible 7 or yeah, 7, 6, 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
That it beat it, domestically.
It did, yeah. Some of that's their own fault because they moved that film outside of where they had it before, and they didn't have it on the best premium screens because
Yeah.
Oppenheimer got all the IMAX screens. So yeah, it
Yeah,
kind of
like
was
10 days later.
yeah, it was really really bad. But yeah, but Stembrand asks Culture, what do you collect? Star Wars or old Star Wars? I collect old things now, things that were good. I don't collect a lot of new things now. Tools, I collect tools. I collect gardening stuff. I need to start collecting like tractors and you know things because when we buy when we buy the land, we may have found the perfect place. By the way, in Tennessee, we may have found the perfect place to move to in Tennessee, and it's on about eight acres, and I just need a lot of garden equipment or
There you
farming
go.
equipment
I
or
like
whatever.
it.
Yeah. Hey, look at that! Hail the karate. That's right. Yellow Flash, you did a great video today on Godzilla. I was telling everybody. So yeah, yeah, and he even loved it. He loved it. It's the best movie of the year. Yellow Flash said. So trust that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I had fun. I culture collects social security checks. Rough. Rough. That's my audience, folks, right there in a nutshell. That's my audience. Uh, let's see. Oh no, man, I'm not blowing smoke either, dude. I appreciated it. Yeah, and it is the best movie of the year. It was, dude. It was. I was happy that you enjoyed it because I know there's one Godzilla film you're not really a fan of, even though Tom thinks you are. So yeah. I can't wait to watch you for Flashcast. I'm looking forward to that this weekend. I have good things to look forward to. Very excited. All right, let's get you on a real story. Are you ready? This one's the real.
I'm ready.
This one's the real. And I want your opinion on this. I'm just going to read the headline and the introductory paragraph, and I want your opine.
Okay.
Let's get to it. Where is it? It's right there. And I go, boom. So apparently, the juice is no longer loose. He is going to be headed back to jail after losing his appeal for his 2019 hate crime hoax. Now, when you had me on your channel, we talked about a sensitive topic. This might be sensitive. I don't know, but the juice is no longer going to be on the loose. That's right. He could be back behind bars after his Illinois appeal court today backed the actor's disorderly conduct convictions stemming from his fake hate crime and playing fast and loose with the truth with Chicago cops. So we affirm the judgment of the circuit court of Cook County, said the appellate justices David Navarro and Mary Ellen Coughlin for the majority in a largely procedural based opinion released Friday. So he was sentenced to 150 days in jail and 30 months probation over the staged early 2019 incident on the freezing Windy City streets. First of all, why would you go out in the middle of the night in the freezing temperature to pick up a Subway sandwich?
I mean,
Why?
all I can hear in my mind when I see a picture of him is, the Dave Chappelle, like, what he said about the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. So Smollett will likely go back to jail unless the Illinois Supreme Court grants the performer a new and successful appeal. Well, we'll have to see. There was one dissenting opinion, but there were two people that definitely said, nah. I don't know. I want your opinion on the whole thing. Give me your thoughts on the story. Give me your thoughts on the sentencing. Give me your thoughts on the whole thing. Because I mean, this
So
has
how
been
long was he sentenced?
he was sentenced for 150 days originally,
Okay.
and this was
So, I mean,
after
not that long.
yeah this was after the very corrupt attorney there like kicked the charges loose as long as he did like some community service and other stuff. And that was after a call was made to her, Kim Fox, to by Michelle Obama. You
Mm,
know, so there was a lot of. I mean, Illinois, Chicago specifically, has always been corrupt.
yeah.
That's not news, but
No, yes.
yeah. So this is pretty crazy. So, but yeah, Smollett's sentence on 5 convictions last year included $120,000 in restitution to the city of Chicago for the overtime that police spent on his initial case, and further a $25,000 fine. So, but please tell me your thoughts on this because I'm curious.
I think that that's a very fair sentencing because, I mean, I mean, how many you said 100 something days? It's not even a huge
150
thing.
150 days, 6 months, 6 months in jail,
Yeah, so he's not going to prison, he's going to, like, a local jail,
county
I
jail,
would say.
Cook County jail.
Yeah, county jail, and it's just like, yeah, you do need to when you make up a hate crime, because that needs to be taken seriously, because if there ever is a legit hate crime, that needs to be taken seriously as well, but you just can't that's just a very dangerous thing to do, to make
Yeah.
up a hate crime.
It truly is, and it
So
was very
I think
con
it's
eh
deserving.
we were already at an apex for violence and ridiculousness at that period of time, and him just stoking
Yes,
the fire was terrible planning. But I wanted to
it
get to
was.
that story because I really wanted your opinion. I thought it would be appropriate, and, yeah. I really am glad you joined me today. This was a lot of fun. I hope you
Yes.
I hope I
Yes.
hope you I hope you can drag your lovely sister with you next time we do this. And of course the 3 questions will change, but I'll still ask your sister
Okay,
the
okay.
original 3 questions. But I don't know. Final thoughts on any of the stories we covered today? Penguins, cocaine bananas, juicy, anything.
Juicy. Well, Juicy, when you lie and make up fake crimes, you go to jail. What is the expression? When you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Oh, I see DL in the chat.
Yeah!
DL likes to come in as Taylor Swift is overrated at 199.
You're kidding me. Whoa, what's going on? No, are you sure that's not Matt G? I don't know.
I'm
Do you
pretty
think
sure
that's
it's
DL?
DL.
Okay, DL. Anyway, DL says for $1.99, juicy sommelier is innocent of all crimes. That's right. Well, there you go. Not
I
sure
don't
if
know
that's
about that, man.
true. Not sure if that's true.
Yeah, I
We
don't
got
think
one
it
more.
is.
One more super from our good friend, your average patriot nerd. For $2 says, Hail CC and Hail Michelle. Indeed. And Michelle can be found on her
Hello.
amazing. She can be found on her amazing channel, which is down there. I put it in the description. And Six has been linking it the whole time while we've been streaming, and
Oh, thank
she's
you,
been linking
sis.
her Twitter, your Twitterness, your Twitter X thing, your X Twitter thing, Twitter,
The
your
X
Twixt,
thing.
your Twixt. You got Twixt. Yeah, that's what you got. Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts at all, other than on any of the things I haven't asked about? What do you got going on? You know what? Actually, I have a whole segment for that. Let's get to it. Here we go. Let's get to it. I don't know why I did it twice, but I know that you can plug yourself. Tell us all about your channel, everything that you're doing, and what you got coming up.
Yes, well, you can find me and my sister at Forcify Entertainment on YouTube. I'm soon to be on Rumble, also on Instagram and Twitter. But we have, let's see, this week I did the shift. movie review. Again, you can get a 10% discount code in the link in the description of that video. And then also, we did our first time watching reaction of Good Will Hunting. There were a lot of tears, It was like a therapy session. And let's see. And then last week we had done Harry Potter and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, first time watching reactions. And then we will have a live stream this coming Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we've got quite a few Christmas first time watching reactions that are about to start making their way onto YouTube starting next week. I believe the first one is Nightmare Before Christmas. So you'll have to come check us out at Force Light Entertainment, and we have a lot of fun over there. So come have fun with us.
All right. Well, I have to say your channel is incredibly fun, and a lot of the commentary would suggest that everybody here who's been to your channel enjoys it. So well done. Oh, and just so you know, DL is saying DL is responding for $1.99. Says
I knew it was DL.
Oh, I really appreciate everybody's support of the channel, and of course of the Force of Light Entertainment, because they're lovely and brilliant.
Aww.
Lovely, fun. That's a fun channel. If you want to have fun, go to that channel.
Thank you.
Tonight I'm sending you all over to Ascendant Art. I know maybe they're not your bag, but check them out. They can be funny. I love those guys, little Chad in the group. The stream, you don't have to do anything if you're on YouTube. It'll send you there automatically. And then don't forget about Flashcast tomorrow night. And I have a member stream. If you're a member of the channel, and I have 400 plus of you now, thank you very much. There will be a member stream tomorrow in the morning in the States. I don't know, wherever you are, it's already on the community tab. So I'll see you there. Thanks for coming by. I really, truly appreciate it, Michelle. And I hope to get.
Well, thank you again for having me.
I hope to get you. I hope to get you back on. And with
definitely.
And with that, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Yes.
Press our button, please be seated. This time we're landing in about 1 minute. Thank you.